hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So before we get into today's video, just gotta say that today's video is gonna be brought to you by Beautiful Halo. And I gotta say, if you guys want to purchase some really awesome anime merchandise, everything from Boruto / Naruto to Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball, click down in the description box and use my link below in order to do so. It's also a really great way to help support the channel. As a bit of an added bonus, a lot of their anime merchandise, like you saw in the video just now, is on sale right now, and there's free worldwide shipping on anything over $29. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another discussion for the Boruto manga, and obviously for the anime only fans, this is the time of the month where I am going to be talking about spoilers. However, what I will say is that a lot of the content on the channel is spoiler free, so I highly recommend checking that out. If you are not reading the Boruto manga, I highly recommend checking out the manga. The pacing is a lot faster than what you're getting in the anime. But with all that being said, though, if you're still here, then I'm going to go ahead and assume you're okay me talking about spoilers. So yo, we really need to look at the predicament that Naruto finds himself in during Isshiki's upcoming invasion in the next Boruto chapter, because the fact of the matter is that Naruto as Hokage, Naruto, when you really look at all the threats that he's had in the anime and in the manga, Naruto's been able to solve all these problems, whether it be a bunch of Shin Uchiha clones running around all over the place and a baby Uchiha basically getting in her feelings saying daddy wasn't there, I'm gonna leave the village. Naruto smacks some sense into Sarada using Talk no Jutsu. He also smacks some sense into the Shin Uchiha clans, put them in the orphanage with Kabuto Poppins, and then you had the Momoshiki thing where Naruto and Sasuke essentially beat the hell out of Momoshiki without much difficulty. In the anime, they made Momoshiki more powerful than he was in the manga, as well as in the Naruto Boruto the movie film, where you had Naruto and Sasuke fighting against the ogre version of Momoshiki. But the fact is that Naruto, in every step of the way, Naruto has been able to solve every problem that's come his way. Now he's in a scenario where he's got a threat that is above the Konoha skies that is more powerful than him. Naruto and Sasuke are sitting there boasting and bragging like, yo, we about to slap this dude around. You really messed up pulling me into an area where I can go all out. And now we have a character who Naruto used shadow clones. The shadow clones didn't do anything. Naruto used this QB avatar. The QB avatar didn't do anything. Sasuke was there holding his hand using a perfect Susanoo. Sasuke got kicked out of his perfect Susanoo, and Sasuke towards the end of the fight was wondering, do I need to keep fighting or do I need to conserve my chakra? Like, Isshiki is a problem. And so now you're in a scenario where Naruto is facing somebody who Naruto cannot beat. He cannot take a Rasengan to the face of this guy and actually defeat him. Not only that, but he's also potentially going to be fighting inside of his own village. Naruto is in a scenario eerily similar to the one that Naruto's own father was in. If you go back to the night that Naruto was born, the night that Minato died, a lot of people forget the QB was about to kill the third Hokage before Minato summoned Gamabunta and dropped it on top of the QB. The QB was aiming a Biju Dama right at the face of the third Hokage, and all the people was pushing him back. Also, because Minato was having to go against the QB, Minato needed to move that fight outside the village because he couldn't afford to have more villagers killed at that point. When the QB fired off that huge Biju Dama before Minato even steps foot on the battlefield, Minato had to teleport that Biju Dama away because the sheer size and scope of that explosion would have wiped out part of the village. Now Naruto's in a scenario, Naruto doesn't have Flying Thunder God. I've already done a couple of videos explaining why Naruto does not have the Flying Thunder God, unlike what a lot of people believe. But the fact is Naruto does not possess a jutsu like that to where he can actually take Isshiki away from the battlefield. And the other thing is Naruto has another handicap. He can't get too far away from Kawaki, because if he moves the battle away, then Isshiki's just gonna fly and make a beeline straight to Kawaki. So Naruto's in a scenario where he's going to need to bring Kawaki with him wherever there's a battle, but he's fighting somebody that he can't defeat. He's also, if he's fighting inside of Konoha, Naruto's in the same situation he was with Delta, which was Naruto can't use his most overpowered jutsu, because Naruto, if he makes one wrong move, if one jutsu misses, he could nuke the entire village. Think about how symbolic that is for a second. The night that Naruto was born, the village was almost destroyed to a T. Now Naruto as Hokage is having to defend the same village that his father, a former Hokage, gave his life to defend. Naruto's in a similar situation, protecting a child who did not ask for any other circumstances that were about to befall him. That is very poetic when you think about it. And so that leads me to the next point right there. For Naruto, how do you discern which is going to weigh more on the scales that the Hokage has to use? Is it protecting Kawaki or is it protecting his village? Naruto at some point is going to have to make that decision, and it's going to be arguably the hardest decision that he's ever had to make as Hokage, because he views Kawaki as being another son, and yet the Hokage also has to look out for the best interests of the people inside of his village. Now Naruto does know that, hey, if we give Isshiki Kawaki, this could mean the end of the world altogether, because this will be the ideal vessel for him. And yet at the same time, when you start looking at the tropes of shonen, Naruto, he's always seen the bright side of a possibility. It wouldn't surprise me if Naruto, because he knows that he's forced to give Kawaki over to Isshiki, makes that vow to find a way to save Kawaki in the end. Naruto's that person where if you tell him it's an impossible situation, he's still gonna find the silver lining in it, and I definitely think that could be the case, because at this point in time, if Naruto engages in a battle with Isshiki, there's a good chance Naruto could be killed. Not only that, but Naruto's in a situation, if he goes all out, he could end up destroying his village. Isshiki can also use the villagers around him as a way to leverage getting Kawaki. So Naruto's in a very tough space right here, and it really makes you wonder. It kind of goes back to that age-old question: is one life more important than the lives of millions? In the case of this, is one life more important than the lives of thousands inside of your village? That's a very tough decision. I would not want to be Naruto at this point. However, I want to know from you guys, what are you guys' thoughts? Do you think that Naruto is getting ready to make an impossible choice here, or do you think that Naruto's just gonna keep his nose to the grindstone and stubbornly insist on protecting Kawaki as well as protecting his village? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until then. Have an awesome day, guys.